Don't look now, but the Kentucky Wildcats just grinded off 4 straight wins, and something about the next couple weeks is really going to tell us who the Wildcats are. What's cooking? Welcome back into another edition of Instant Reaction on ESPN Louisville Plus. I'm Justin Soforo, and of course I got you covered for all things cards, cats, bourbon, and bluegrass. We're going to talk about the game that we just witnessed, the game that was Texas Longhorns coming up to Lexington and Rupp Arena to take on the Kentucky Wildcats, and the Wildcats sending Sean Miller and his Longhorns home packing back on down to Austin with an L. Hold that L. And we can really talk about the way we're really looking at this Mark Pope coach squad. Obviously, lots of drama, lots of frustration in the early parts of the season. Lots of send him home, get his ass out of here. We're done with him. And I think all those emotional reactions were somewhat warranted, giving just the abysmal performances that Kentucky really put on the court for a lot of the season. We're talking about the Gonzaga win or loss, talking about all the things that really transpired, the way they lost at Louisville and looked listless during a lot of that, losing to North Carolina, losing to Bama and really not even being in that game. And then, of course, the unfortunate loss against Missouri that really just saw them just kind of cripple and dry up at home. But since that fateful Missouri game, you've had 4 straight games where the Kentucky Wildcats have just been able to kind of put it together and string out win after win after win. And I'm not just talking about games that were easy to come by. I'm not just talking about beating Mississippi State. I'm talking about beating LSU down 20 at halftime, coming back in the second half, beating a top 25 Tennessee on the road where Louisville struggled and crippled and fell apart against that physical Tennessee squad, coming back and winning that game. And now kind of grinding out a not super easy win, an 85-80 victory, sealed by some obviously free throws at the end, but as well as just a consistent play by some good guys, some Aberdeen doing the right things, really filling that role that Jalen Lowe had left vacant, and maybe doing some things that Jalen Lowe didn't do for a lot of the season. But really look at guys like Otega Owe and Colin Chandler, and I hate to do this. To me, it's kind of cheesy, kind of makes me want to throw up a little bit. But guys trying to say he was having his Jordan flu game, if you will. But there were reports out there that Colin Chandler would not be playing this game, that he probably would not be there. And I think a lot of guys, my guy TJ Walker even said, if Colin Chandler's not playing this game, he expects a loss. But not only did he play, Colin Chandler came out and played with I don't know if reckless abandon's the way to say it, but came out and balled out with 18 points, hitting 5 for 9 for field goals, 2 for 4 from 3-point range, and those threes were much needed threes when he hit them. Aberdeen hitting 19 points and Otega Owe with 18 himself. Those guys are really coming into their own, and especially going out after Cam Williams had hit the bench with that injury and losing him. Nice to see other guys, Diabate, come out there and really put it together as well for this team. And one of the things that I really want to take away from this game is not only just the win, but just that Kentucky really was able to just kind of, like I say, grind it out. And that's what going into this week, I kind of said to myself, I was like, to me, I think this is really going to tell us a lot about who this Kentucky basketball team is. If they go out there and just regress to the norm of going out there playing bum against a bum team, and they're not a bum team, but you know what I mean, playing more of what we would call bum level for a team of Kentucky's prestige, of Kentucky's level, and going out there. And I think Sean Miller's a good coach. I don't think he's a great coach. I think he's a guy who we thought really highly of while he was at Xavier. And then he really did a whole lot of nothing at Arizona. And now he is back at Texas after another stint at Xavier, where he was kind of mid as well. That being said, this week is going to be very interesting. There's another coach that's coming up there who is highly respected. I think a lot of him. I wanted to see him go coach at Louisville, but unfortunately they didn't bring him in. I even said the same thing about Kentucky. Should have given him a look at it as well, but they didn't. And that is Chris Beard, a guy who, even though things may not seem the brightest right now for him at Ole Miss, I think it's a guy who's very capable of getting back to a national championship when he gets back to a team that is capable of getting the talent of doing that. But I think it's going to be very important for Kentucky this Saturday as they take on Ole Miss and Chris Beard to see where this team really lies and really what their ceiling can be. They play them at home at noon on Saturday. And then after that, you got two big matchups. You got Vanderbilt, top 15 Vanderbilt. And then you have to go, both of these are on the road and to take on old daddy John Calipari. So we're going to know a lot more about this team. Right now, I'm kind of singing praises of Mark Pope because he's really been able to find something, to pull something out of the wreckage, out of the depths of what I felt this team really kind of fell apart. Now they're kind of coming back, and it's kind of a shocking turn of events for the season of the Wildcats, what they can be. And now you're talking about where will they be seated in the NCAA tournament, not just exactly will they make the NCAA tournament. Now guys have them as high as a 7 seed right now. And if they keep winning games, if they keep performing like this in the SEC, they can only go up from there. So we'll keep an eye on them. Let me know your thoughts. How excited are you? Are you pumped from this? Are you saying, cool the Jets a little bit, Justin? We'll see where this team can go. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, do me a solid favor. Smash that freaking like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. You can follow me at Justin Soforo on Twitter. And, of course, you can follow ESPN 680 and 93.9 The Ville on all of their social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, X, if you want to call it, whatever. And Instagram as well. Guys, I'll see you all next time. Cats are back.